It's October 27th, and it's just a glorious morning. Look at that sky, isn't that beautiful? Sun. Just beautiful. Boy, it's about 50 degrees out or something like that. It's going to be 74 today. Just lovely. Got dew on the ground. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'd like to get back behind the sun. There you go. That's better. Okay, let's do some more work on the Beetle. Alright, I made some decisions about some things. One is that I'm going to take this pan off also, regardless. And another thing is I'm going to be seeking out another transmission. The pan, yeah, I had pretty good luck with the other side. It wasn't too bad. And I'm relatively certain I can get both of them in there pretty good. I'm going to take this rubber portion off right here, and yeah, you can buy a new one, but this is still supple, and I can use a little bit of sealant underneath it. And here's the situation with these products that you buy. You buy these products, and so-and-so has it for 20 bucks, okay? And you know, it's not, this isn't cracked or broken or anything like that, and it'll work again. Yeah, it's 50 years old, man. But the thing is you will get another product, and the product that they're going to give you is going to be probably worse than the original product you had, because you'll have to screw around and futz around with how it fits. And it's not long enough, and it's not the right size, and this hangs up and that hangs up, and this isn't right and that is not right, and you've paid for it. That's what really frustrates me, is giving money for something that doesn't work. I work with this stuff all the time. I do a lot of older cars, and you'll have an American made car with a Chinese glass and a Taiwanese glass gasket that goes around it, with some molding that's made in Hong Kong. And these people never even seen this car before, and they're making parts for it. Well, the same holds true for Volkswagen. There's some problems with a lot of them. See, this has got a little rip in it, you know, but what we can do is, you're not going to see it, and what I can do is I can put some sealant underneath it, and they make this soft seal. It's kind of a butyl soft seal, and I would probably put it underneath the new one anyways. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on there, so when I put it all back together, it'll be watertight enough for me. So I'm sure it'll be watertight. But the old part will probably work, because it's a German part, better than the new Chinese part. So I spend your money on the new Chinese part. Okay, I'm going to cut that out of there. About the transmission, what made me hesitant about this transmission is I seen several of them used online, and see all that schmutz coming out of that side right there, all that stuff. It's like that on both sides, and then it was all on the top. I had scraped it all off. Scraping it all off does not make the transmission bearings inside better. So and here was the real deal. Right here is the gear grease I have that I've drained from. That's a 1-gallon jug. Okay, so that's less than a quart. Okay, the transmission holds 5.3 pints, which is 2 pints in a quart, half a gallon, almost 3/4 of a gallon. So not that much, but not that much oil. It doesn't hold that much oil. It holds about up to this line right here. Well, So you can see how much we did not have in there. And when you do not have it, things go dry and things burn up. That being said, I think I'm going to look for another transmission. Alright, see what we're going to do next. Is we're going to cut that piece. There's a little piece we need to cut off. We're going to cut it off and then we'll go to the vise. This little piece is a stop for the clutch. So we can cut that out of there. It has a welded on nut on the other side. I imagine the new deal will have a nut on it, but I'm going to save that piece and I'll show you how I'm going to save it. We'll put it in here and we're going to put a little heat to it. Now, Pop always said if you want a nut off, or a bolt off, you got to put a little heat on it. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see here. How are we going to chuck that up? Okay, we'll put it on. Yeah. Not any really good way to do it, is there? We'll put the bolt directly in the vise. How about that? But we're going to put heat on the nut directly on the vise. We're going to put heat on that nut though. Need me a striker. Sometimes you can use an acetylene or propane. Oh, you got to turn the bottles on. That's going to matter. All right. Sometimes you can use a propane torch. I like an acetylene hacksaw better, because nothing gets after it like an acetylene hacksaw. You can get them cherry red, and you can get them cherry red quick. Oops. Now, the second best thing to have in your arsenal, a pair of vice grips. Now, let's see if we can budge that. I bet you we can. I'm going to get that front side hot. Knock all that crap loose too. I might ruin this. I'm just trying to use this over again, so I don't have to buy another one of these for $4 or whatever, and be disappointed with how it fits, because it won't fit right or something like that. There she is. That's it right there. Yeah. That's the way. There you go. Now, naturally the phone's ringing. Gotta get that. So I don't know if my new pan will come with the battery hold down nut, so I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to save that battery hold down, and then next to it is that rotten tube on the other side, and it also has another little deal that the battery sits up underneath, so I don't know if that new deal is going to come off there, so I'm going to cut that out and save that as well. First thing I'm going to do probably is I'm going to scale all that crap off there, all that insulation and stuff, where I can get a good cut at it, and then I'll cut it out. This one's going to be a little tougher because there's a lot more metal in it and less rust. This is kind of questionable. I could probably fix this, but hey, you know, let's put another pan in it. It's I've got the top of the car off, and yeah, we might as well do that. So it doesn't make any sense to do that. So noise alert is what I'm going to have. Let me turn the compressor on. Be kind to neighbors too and shut the garage door so they don't have to hear that crap. They ain't gonna come off there, I guarantee you. Once you get it hot. There you go. Yeah. That's some close, huh? I don't know if that stud or not is going to be going to come with that can. So I don't know what I'll do there. Maybe I'll cut that stud out of there. Cut all this crap out of here before I start cutting. And this here will come off of there. Leave that wire cable. It's broken anyway, so but it'll leave that cable, and then I can decide what I want to do with it later. Get cutting on that tar, it starts popping and snapping on you. It's not fun. It's messy. We'll leave that there. That'll be okay because we're gonna cut down here. Down there. So let's whack a little bit. The acetylene hacksaw. Let's see. Gas. Oh, there she is. Got it right there. Far in. Yeah, we're good. Got some gloves on. Ha ha ha. Can't see anything in there. Okay, what we'll have to do is let's get some gloves on, and I'll be back with you guys in just a moment. Okay, we got her off. We saved some parts. I let it cool down, went inside, had myself a glass of lemonade. Go inside and have yourself something cool to drink. Let this cool down before you go and play with it anymore once you cut that out. Another thing I can do is, since I've got it cut out, I can catch the big trash day and get it out of my garage. Some things I cut out that stop for the battery, where the battery goes. It goes like this. This tube was fried completely. I'll have to either get some or manufacture some. I'd probably make some out of brake line and flare it and put it on there, and put a little connection or braze a new wire on there or something and make that work. I might even get some new ones. Since I have this one here is bad too, that turns the heat on and off. One of them is disconnected in there, it's broken into this. So I might spring for new cables. My brother says they're terrible to put in, so yeah, I don't know. Might be easier right here, you know. So I got that out. Got the stop for the other side of the battery, and I took the stud out too. Don't know if that comes with that. It's kind of neat and German looking. It's got two little spot welds in there. We can knock it loose and pound it through and use that stud again if we wanted to, and it'd probably be super high zoot. So noise alert. I'm going to start whacking at this. So yeah, there you go. Let's see what you got. Did I do that? I did do that. I cut a little bit off of this. I shouldn't have, but it's okay. Not hurt anything. Want to really keep your pencil sharp on this one. Got a couple of slots in this also, because it's bent down, and it'll help you get it off there a little bit. Action required. Chisel's dull again. I'm going to have to take and sharpen it. So you get the idea. Keep going till you're all done. Alright, we're pretty good. Couple things. Every little spot weld, make sure you get all the metal off of it so it sits down really nice. Your new pan sits down really nice. Tell you what I'm going to do is I got thinking about this. Oh, that's right, okay. And say you have the pan. and here's the edge of the pan. And this is going to get welded into this section here. Oh, and the front. You might as well along the front too. They make a pneumatic punch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around it. I'm going to see how it fits. And I'm going to go around it with that pneumatic punch. And I'm going to punch a little 1/4-inch hole in each side, in this like this. Just like this. Instead of attaching it to the side, I'm going to attach it right like a spot weld, except I'm going to use a wire feed welder instead of 2 pinching electrodes to heat the metal up and weld it together. So I'm going to punch a bunch of holes like this, and then what I'm going to do is put this in here, you know, weld a spot here, weld a spot here, weld a spot here, 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 and then work around it a little bit. But what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to have an old screwdriver or something where I can have a downwards force on it, like push down, and I can weld through that hole, weld through that hole, weld through that hole. And see, it's almost like the spot welds that were on it originally. And that way I won't be getting close to this material and catching it on fire like it was here. Instead I'm welding down through. So also you're not going to heat up what's ever inside that tube. Probably work alright. I did a little fudging here, but we can fix that. We can weld that up. Still much stiffer than any other vehicle, Volkswagen vehicle I've ever owned. Alright, let's clean up our mess and we'll park it back where it was. Wait on our pans. So I cut my jack points off of this too. These are original German jack points, and they haven't been all hogged up. And that is, you know, they get bumped up and they get smashed and crushed and all kinds of crap. So a nice pair of jack points to keep in your stash is beneficial. Here's that little clip that holds the clutch up. We're going to clean that up. There's our brake push that goes into the master cylinder. I broke this loose, but I did not pull that out. The book says don't adjust it, so it's supposed to be adjusted the way it is. So I don't know. That's what the book says. We're going to clean this up with a wire brush and put a little paint on it and make sure everything's operating. And same with these two, put a little paint on them. There's my pans, and they're ready to go out to the junk. Everything's off of them. I've often wondered what stopped this car from running, because there's something that made people not want to drive it. So I like to find out what those things might have been. And I put the shifter back in where it was supposed to be. I wanted to check the shift coupler and the coupler bush, or the bushing, the shift rod bushing, and there isn't even a shift rod bushing in there. So the rod's just clanging away in there. So we'll have to get shift rod bushing for it. It's kind of humorous. But anyways, okay, so we're gonna hook reverse. Okay, and yeah, and reverse is there. And we're gonna try first. We got second. No first. No first. Okay, so neutral, third, high gear, fourth. So you got third, fourth, second. Let's see here. Could be. Could be. No, you're just pushing it down in order to get in reverse, and then it pops up. It should come over, and it should go. Because that's second. That's second. First, second, third, fourth. I don't know, maybe. Maybe that's reverse. First, second, third. I guess it does have all the gears. Okay. I'm it's got problems is what it's got because of that bushing is gone. It's hard to find where it is. Well, it's, you know, I guess it's got all gears. So first, second, third, fourth, and reverse. So I guess it does have all the gears. Well, okay. Alright, let's clean up our parts and paint them. And you know, so operational is the name of the game, and knocking all the crud off of it's all I care about. Maybe throw a little paint on it to take and preserve it a little bit, you know, so it just doesn't completely disintegrate. I'll be able to afford a really nice wire wheel. Okay, you get the idea. I'm going to shut this off because it's just boring. So you might think, man, what he's doing is so hard. Man, it's so hard. And it's not really. Actually, it's pretty easy. You just got to do a little bit at a time. You can't do it all at once. And you can't expect to do it all at once. What you have to do is, one, you have to have a plan. And this plan has to be realistic. If it's not realistic, then forget it. You know, you got to be realistic about your stuff. If you don't have the ability to do this, then you don't have the ability to do this, and don't think that you can. But if you do have the ability to do it, it has to do with gumption. That's all it has to do with, not being lazy. So, I don't have any black paint right now, so I'm just going to hit this with a little brown. It'll be fine. I'll finish the top coat in black. It'll be lovely. Yeah, that's nice. And all we're doing is kind of preserving it. That looks okay. But you have to have a plan, you know. And you have to be, the plan has to follow certain guidelines, like why worry about windshield wipers and a real fancy stereo in the car when it doesn't, you know, it needs everything else. So you have to do everything else first before you get into that. I used to do that as a kid. I would dream about fancy stereos and carpet, and neglect things that really mattered. So yeah, anyways, you gotta have a plan. Every day you do something. Filming it and putting it on YouTube is kind of my thing, and I know that looks like crap, but it's got considerably less rust on it, and we'll clean it all up and touch it all up. We'll tape off the pedals and paint it all black so it'll look nice. You won't see it anyways, it's the bottom. Function is more important, I think. So you have to do something every day. Come out here, and even if it's you know, see that your transmission has all 4 gears, you know, just little things like that. And get up off the couch and get out from the TV and just do a little something every day, couple hours or something, and pretty soon you'll have a car. Pretty soon it'll be done, you know. So, but you gotta put one foot in front of the other, and you start out that, you know, 1,000-mile journey with one step. So, just like the old saying goes. Okay, well, thanks for wrenching with me, and I'll see you next time.